Hello and welcome, all you IGNOU aspirants. Are you wrestling with that classic exam question on the economics of education? Well, you are in exactly the right place. Over the next few minutes, we're going to build, step by step, the perfect, high-scoring answer to whether education is a public good. So here it is, the big question. Is education a public good? Now, it might seem simple, but just writing no isn't going to get you the top marks. The real points are in explaining why not, and then what is it then? So let's break down exactly how to build that perfect answer. All right, here's our game plan. First, we're going to nail down the strict definition of a public good. Then, we'll put education to the test and see why it doesn't quite fit. After that, we'll explore some much better labels for both basic and higher education. And finally, we'll wrap up with a super quick revision guide to make sure all of this sticks in your head for the exam. Okay, let's dive into the first part of our answer. The key to scoring really well here is to start with the foundational economic theory. So what on earth is a pure public good anyway? A pure public good, and you can credit the economist Paul Samuelson for this, has to pass two very specific tests. It's got to be both non-rivalrous and non-excludable. Now, I know those might sound like heavy jargon, but they're actually really simple ideas once you see them in action. Okay, just look at these examples. They make it crystal clear. For rivalry, picture a packed Mumbai local train. If you grab a seat, that's it. Someone else can't have that exact seat. There's a rivalry for it. Now, for excludability, think about a streetlight glowing on Marine Drive. Can you really stop someone from using its light? No way. It's completely non-excludable. And here is a fantastic little mnemonic for your exam notes. To remember what makes a pure public good, just think, no rival, no exclusion. It's as simple as that. So now that we've got our simple no rival, no exclusion rule, let's put education to the test. How does it stack up? And here's our clear-cut answer. Education fails on both counts. It is absolutely rivalrous. A seat in an IIT classroom is very limited, and it's definitely excludable. Private schools can charge fees and deny entry. So going by that strict economic definition, education is technically a private good. And this, right here, brings us to the most critical part of your entire answer. If education is technically a private good, why does the government pour thousands of crores into it every year? The answer lies in a really powerful economic concept. The magic words you need to write in your exam are positive externalities. This is the brilliant idea that the benefits of education just spill over. When one person gets an education, it doesn't just help them. It creates these amazing ripples that benefit all of us. We get a smarter workforce, better public health, a stronger democracy. The benefit to society is often way bigger than the benefit to just one person. So, if a good creates these huge positive spillover effects, what do we call it? Well, for basic education, economists have a much better term than public good. They call it a merit good. This idea comes from another economist, Richard Musgrave. A merit good is basically something that society decides is so important, so essential, that it should be available to everyone based on their need, not on whether they can pay for it. Think of it more like a right, not just another product you can buy. So why is basic education the poster child for a merit good? Well, first, you've got those massive positive externalities we just talked about. Second, if left alone, many families might underinvest in it because they're focused on more immediate needs. And this is a big one. How can a child make an informed choice about something they've never even experienced? This is exactly where the state needs to step in to ensure equality of opportunity. And we see this exact concept playing out right here in India. The Right to Education Act is the perfect real-world example. It legally makes basic schooling non-excludable and compulsory. So here's the key takeaway for your answer. While education isn't a pure public good by definition, our government policy treats it like one in practice. That is a brilliant distinction to make. Okay, so we've sorted out basic education. It's a merit good. But what about higher education? Getting a degree from Delhi University or an IIM. For this, we need to bring in a third category. Higher education is best described as a quasi-public, or more simply, a mixed good. And just like the name suggests, it's got a mix of characteristics. It provides very clear and direct benefits to the individual, but at the same time, it keeps generating those incredibly valuable positive externalities for all of society. You can see that dual nature right here. On one hand, the private benefits for the individual are huge and obvious. A better job, a much higher salary. But then, look at the social benefits. The incredible innovation that comes from our top universities, the doctors graduating from AIMS, the engineers from our IITs. These benefit every single one of us. Both sides of this are massive. And guess what? We've got another great mnemonic for you for exam day. For a mixed good, just remember ME plus W. It's that simple. They are the ME benefits, my personal salary, my career growth, and then there are the W benefits, the huge societal gains from having highly skilled citizens, like the amazing scientists at ISRO whose work benefits all of us. Okay, time for a rapid-fire revision of everything we've just covered. Think of this as your final checklist to make sure you absolutely nail this question when you're in the exam hall. First things first, let's lock in these core definitions. Being able to clearly explain the difference between a pure public, a merit, and a mixed good is really the foundation for a fantastic answer. Next up, remember the structure. This 4-step flow is your recipe for success. You define the main concept, you show why it doesn't quite apply to education, and then you provide the correct and more nuanced classifications. It shows the examiner you can think through the problem logically, step by step. And finally, please make sure you include those key Indian examples. Referencing the RTE Act or talking about the incredible impact of our premier institutions like the IITs and IAIMS is what makes an answer feel grounded and truly relevant. It proves you're not just repeating theory, but you're actually applying it to the world around you.
And all of this brings us to a really crucial point. This isn't just theory for an exam. Classifying higher education as a mixed good is at the very heart of a massive policy debate in India right now. What is the perfect balance between student fees and public funding? Honestly, there are no easy answers, but understanding these concepts is the absolute first step. Best of luck with your exams.